Hi, it's Kristen. Welcome back for another DIY video. Today I'm sharing with you some really awesome face mask making hacks. So I have 3 different categories I'm going to be going through today. The first one is actually making the mask itself. I have some hacks on how to do your pleats and a couple other things. The next category is unconventional items for making your mask. So instead of using something that's out of stock at Joann and Amazon and all that, I have a few different items that you probably already have in your house that you can use to make face masks that work really well. And the last one is face mask filter hacks. So a lot of people can't find mask filters, they're out of stock everywhere. So I have a few ways you can actually make mask filters at home, and I'm going to share those with you today. If you're new here, I'd love it if you'd hit the subscribe button and stick around. I love to share all kinds of DIY videos here. All right, let's get right into the hacks. So the first category is mask making hacks. So the first thing is just making a pattern for your masks. So if you're making adult masks and if you're following the pattern that I have shared here on my channel a few times, I'll link it up in the cards and in the description if you've missed it. I have step-by-step tutorials on how to make the pleated face masks as well as the more fitted ones. So I'll make sure to link those in the description if you're looking for a tutorial to follow. But you want to make some sturdy, like out of cardstock, a pattern for your masks. So that way it's just a lot easier cutting them out if you're making a lot of them. The next hack for making your mask is using a no-sew method. So you can still get the really good quality 100% cotton pleated mask that fits around your face by using something called heat and bond. It's basically like a fabric glue. Mine is like the Super Bond formula, so it's really going to hold up to washes and things like that. I have a full tutorial explaining how to use just the heat and bond to make a pleated face mask, and of course I'll put that in the description box right underneath this video. This is a fantastic way to be able to make a good quality mask without having to use a sewing machine. Maybe if you don't own one or you don't know how to use one, or maybe yours is just not that great, this is a great option for you. The next hack that I have is making pleats in your mask. So this is something that a lot of people have struggled with. On my tutorial that I shared, people are having trouble getting the pleats just right. So I've come up with 2 ways to make the pleats in the mask. You don't have to measure, you don't have to mark anything. It's super, super simple. All right, so to make our pleats, one simple way to make pleats in the mask is just by using your iron. So once you get to this point in the mask making, you have your filter pocket here if you're following my tutorial for this. So what we're gonna do first is just go ahead and fold the mask in half. So have these sides meet up here, just like that. And then we are going to go ahead and press it really well, and that's gonna make one of our pleat marks. What I love about this is that you don't have to measure anything, and it will work for any size mask. So whether you're using a pattern for a child size mask or an adult or an extra large adult, so whatever size you're doing, this pleat hack will work for you. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, we've made our first pleat there. We're gonna open it back up, and then we're gonna take this edge and go ahead and fold it in right to the center of that pleat that we just made. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Go ahead, fold it into the center so that way they're touching. We're gonna press this down, and then we will have our marks for our 3 pleats. And I'll show you how to fold them down and pin them in place to be able to sew. All right, so we have our pleats pressed already, so we're gonna turn it back this way. And as you can see, we have pleat there. Hopefully you can see there's a mark there and a mark here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the bottom and we're gonna fold down. So this part here is the bottom of our pleat. So we're gonna take it and just fold it over about 1/2 inch all the way down like that. And then I'm going to use my pin to pin it in place, just like that. All right, and now I'm going to move to the other side, get this one down about 1/2 inch, or did I say 1/2 inch? 1/4 inch. We're doing 1/4 inch pleats on this one. Oops. And then go ahead and place your pin like that. Now we're going to move to our next one. Again, this pleat is the bottom, or This press is the bottom of your pleat, so fold it down 1/4 of an inch. Make sure that your pleats are not overlapping with each other. Other side, fold down just 1/4 of an inch. And pin. And 1/4 of an inch. And pin. So there you have it, a nicely pleated mask with pins here. So now all you would have to do is add your elastic and go ahead and sew down each side. So for this method of making our pleats, we're going to be using a seam ripper. I have a nice large seam ripper here, and we are going to use this to make our pleats and our mask. So we're going to place our presser foot a little bit above where we want our first pleat to go and set it down like that. What we're going to do is stick the side with the blunt end underneath our mask, and then we're going to flip it just like that. And we are going to slide the seam ripper out, and then we're just going to slowly go over that little pleat that we just made with our machine. Okay, and then once we come through it, we want to make sure there's a gap between the pleats. We're going to do the exact same thing again. Stick the blunt end underneath the fabric, flip it just like that. And while holding it in place with my hands, I'm going to pull out the seam ripper and go ahead and go over that with my machine. Okay, one last time on this side, blunt end down, rotate, just like that. So now you have these nice little pleats. So let's go ahead and do the other side. One thing about this method is that the pleats are more shallow than if you were using my other method with ironing them, or even if you measured them out. They tend to be a lot shorter, so you can get by with making the whole face mask actually smaller when you if you use this technique. The next category in our face mask making hacks is using unconventional items to make the masks. So a lot of people are having trouble finding things like elastic or things to use as nose wires. So I have a few options for those things. The first one I'm going to share with you is in place of elastic. A lot of people can't get their hands on 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch elastic. It's really hard to find. Even smaller shops like Etsy are sold out. Amazon's having trouble keeping it in stock, even with all their sellers. So it's been really difficult. Joann is sold out, Michael's is sold out. So a great option is using these nylon headbands. So as of the time that I'm making this video, they are still in stock on Amazon, probably because people aren't really using these for face masks, but they're generally used for headbands for babies or children. And so they're really, really stretchy and super soft, which I find them to be much softer around the ears than the regular elastic. But all you need to do is just cut the nylon in half and you can sew it right into your mask. It is stretchier than the other elastic, so you want to kind of keep that in mind when you're measuring. But what I like to do is just tie a knot in it if it's too loose, and that definitely fixes the problem. And it's super soft, so the knot is actually not irritating on the ears. My next hack is for the nose wire. So that's been a big thing. Everyone wants to put a nose wire in their masks because it just helps to protect even more. You get that nice form fitted around the nose. It also helps keeping glasses from fogging because it kind of traps your breath inside instead of fogging up the glasses. So the first option for that is pipe cleaner. So you can use a pipe cleaner. Again, super easy to get your hands on. It's not difficult. They sell these at craft stores. They sell them on Amazon if you don't want to go out. If you use a pipe cleaner, you want to make sure that you sew it into your mask in a way that makes it to where you can remove it when you wash it, because these will rust in the wash. The next option, and my personal favorite, is using tin ties in the mask. So when I was making masks for our hospital, this is what I use. The reason why I like it so much is because it's coated in plastic. It's just the right size to go on the nose, and it's fully flexible. Amazon still sells them. Make sure to link them down below. The last one for the nose wire is using aluminum foil as a nose piece. So you probably have this on hand. I just cut out a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch square, and then you're just going to roll it up and make a nice little nose piece, and that can be slid right inside of your mask and works really, really well as a nose piece as well. And my last category is filter hacks. So I have a few different types of filters that you can use for your face masks. It's been difficult to find the official filters that are actually made for face masks. They look like this. Amazon has been sold out. I did get my hands on some. I have a very limited supply, and I'm gonna put these up in my Etsy shop. I'm gonna sell them in smaller packages, maybe like 5 or 7. Like I said, super limited supply, but I am going to stick them up there because I did get a big pack of them, and I want to be able to distribute them to people who need them. So look in the description below for the link to my Etsy shop, and you can pick up a few of these if you need them. But if you don't want to go that route, then I have a couple of options for you. The first one is blue shop towels. So I made an entire video all about how to use these as a filter in your mask. They are really, really good at filtering small particles. There have been a few studies done on them, but definitely check out my video. I'll link it up in the cards. I'll put it in the description below for you if you want to learn how to make a blue shop towel filter for your face mask. And the last face mask filter option is using this really great material called Filti. I made a video all about this material and shared with you how to make a filter for your mask, as well as how to make an entire mask out of the material. This filters a lot more particles than just a cotton mask on its own. Again, I made a whole video about it if you want more information. This material is readily available. I'll link the website in the description below for you. They're fully stocked and ready to ship, and it's super easy to just cut out a little rectangle to slide right inside of your cotton mask. All right, so those are all my face mask hacks for you today. I hope this video was helpful. I would love to hear from you in the comments if you have any hacks or things that you've been doing to make the face mask making process a little bit easier, or maybe using some items that people haven't really thought about before. If you're new here, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I get out about 2 new videos every week. Again, thanks for watching this video today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.